Hello world, welcome, or welcome back. I'm Goddess Dawn. It's Friday, November 22nd, 2019, and I'm here to do a reading on JOYCELYN'S Savage. As you are well aware, or most of you should know, there was a cryptic Instagram post on what is said to be her Instagram page. The Shade Room posted it, so everyone became aware of it at that point. The message alluded to the fact that she's ready to talk and she has something she would like to reveal and that she has a story to tell. Tasha K did a live this evening also, which spoke to JOYCELYN as well as Azriel and Sylvester, as I like to call him, or R. Kelly in case you're new to the channel. And Tasha K revealed that Azriel is home with her family, which hopefully that is the case. I will confirm that myself with the father, Mr. Clary. She also said that Azriel being gone has now pushed JOYCELYN to the forefront and that Robert is communicating with her all day, every day, as much as possible, emailing. She read a couple of emails between them and basically made it out that she's still very much intertwined with him. And the emails she read were from November 11th, so just 11 days ago actually. So with all that being said, I was gonna do this anyway. I didn't know Tasha K was doing a live, but when I saw the Instagram post, I'd already spoken on a previous live about doing a reading, the fact that I had done one but didn't record it. A couple of the things Tasha K mentioned did come out in my reading. That she's cold, she's angry, and she's scared. Those are the things that were kind of bullet pointed out of my reading that I didn't record. And that at the end of it, she would have to make a decision of what she's going to do next. So with that said, I've done a meditation. I'm going to read what came from that. And then I'm going to pull some cards. I'm going to do a Celtic spread. So the meditation reads as follows. She has a lot of people in her ear, but doesn't trust any of them. She has learned. She is smart, very smart, but not yet that bold. She plays along. She plays the game to try to stay in good graces. Some of the lies she still believes. Her heart is one of them. She believes she's in love, but she has seen things that scare her. She doesn't even trust herself. She's so scared. Most times she stays quiet out of fear. That will change one day. She's not interested in her family. He groomed her, meaning Sylvester or R. Kelly, groomed her for long enough to overpower that love. She still longs for a career in music, but it has since faded to the background, that desire. Rob's situation has put a stop to a lot of things, including her dreams. So much toxicity. She's drowning in drama. Sometimes she wants all the way out, all the way. For now, she is dutiful. She's being manipulated, but consciously, meaning she's aware of said manipulation. She's in a web of deceit. Everywhere she turns, she doesn't feel anyone is for her. She's alone, she's sad, she cries a lot of the times. She's confused. She knows what she should do, but is frozen in fear. Someone earnest will come in and help her, someone with influence. It'll take something drastic for her to trust him and go with him. When Rob is sentenced, that's when it will get real. There will be chaos, there will be confusion, more trouble. Pray for her. There are others too. There are others trapped. There's a child, a younger girl. Rob is afraid she will be brought to the forefront. It's not over. So that concluded the meditation. It is what it is. And I'm going to go on to do the Celtic spread with the cards next. And let's see what the cards have to say. Okay, I'm going to shuffle. JOYCELYN'S Savage. What do we need to know? What's going on with these cards? Oh, they're upside down. Okay, we got 10 cards. And I'm going to do the spread. Okay. This is where we're at. All right, so I was letting the camera charge up and turn my phone on. Got a text about Tasha K dragging Levi and Dana. And I hadn't seen that part. I turned it off right after the Sylvester stuff. So I guess at the end she did a Q&A and talked about Levi and Dana being super fans and debunking their relationships with Sylvester. And she also said some more stuff about JOYCELYN in that cryptic message, which I'm glad I pulled the cards before I went and listened to that, because I didn't want my cards to be affected by anything that I had heard or whatever. But I do find it interesting that she did say JOYCELYN is basically working with Sylvester and that she's looking for opportunities. Because just based on what I see here, I can see that that's come up in this reading. So let's get to the cards and what they are revealing. All right, so the first card is actually this card here. If you could see that, it's the Eight of Cups, and this card does represent it represents the overall situation. in regards to the question, and that would be JOYCELYN. So 8 of Cups. I'll turn it this way. If you can see that. The 8 of Cups represents time to move on, basically. As you can see, the lady, the goddess, is looking out into the open sea, into the ocean. All the cups have been drank. That means are drinking from, and she's ready to move on, basically. Looking for more substantial relationships and a better life, more satisfying life, a more authentic way of living. Like she's kind of over it, and that's what this card represents. All right. And the next card in the query, I'm sorry, in the spread. Okay. Next is the Queen of Pentacles. And the card is number 2 out of the spread, and it is what is influencing the situation for better or worse. So what we have here is fertility, possibly parenthood. The Queen of Pentacles, you know, that card, she represents life itself, really. It does actually, though, represent parenthood. So with this being said, it could mean a pregnancy. Okay, so the next card in the spread is the Ace of Pentacles, and this card does represent a new beginning, a new phase in life, which obviously following the fertility card, the pregnancy card, makes sense. Okay. All right. The next card in the spread is the Princess of Staves. This card is about the past, and that is the creativity and the dreams that she had that went along with that career. So the next card in the spread is the Ten of Pentacles, and this card represents what's on her mind right now. What is currently on her mind is what this card represents. And this card does mean, you know, business ideas, deals, opportunities, money on the way. So this card represents new business ventures. So here we're talking, she had a certain idea probably of what her creativity was going to bring her as far as opportunities go. I think it shifted to a different type of business opportunity. So she's had to shift gears in a sense and kind of mold the new opportunities to what's happening with her now, if that makes sense. So here she's a young girl looking to get on stage, be a singer, you know, maybe even become famous by doing so. If this card here is correct, that means that she's possibly pregnant. And this card is new business ideas. So this could be anything. It could be anything. And if she's in cahoots with R. Kelly still, which we don't know, but this could be something surrounding him or having to do with him. This card represents her career and her music with just her and her talents, not including other people. This represents a different type of business situation. Okay. The next card in the spread is the Five of Staves. And what this card represents is a lot of drama, chaos, and confusion. Kind of like what's going on YouTube, actually. But all of this is surrounding her and affecting her current situation. So that's what that card represents. The next card in the spread is the Five of Pentacles. And this card is what the querent or JOYCELYN sees, how she sees the situation or how it's influencing her at the time. And this card represents poverty to the point where you have to kind of look within for your resources, like praying, basically. A lot of praying, probably crying also, like I said in the meditation. Just going within yourself, because you know, life isn't very fruitful as far as resources go, is what this card says. The next card in the spread is the Eight of Pentacles. And this is how others view the situation. So the Eight of Pentacles represents payment for hard work, an affirmation of a talent or, you know, a skill, just meaning that you can get paid for your some type of talent, or you can get paid for some type of opportunities that you can fulfill. This card is what others see her situation. So you see the difference. She sees her situation as you know, impoverished, like this is being poor, basically. And then, but other people see the situation like this is your big break, your big chance to, you know, break in the business or be able to make money off of the situation. This is how other people see it. So you see that there's a big difference in the way she sees her situation and how other people see her situation. The next card in the spread is the Ace of Swords. Oh, just shoved the card. The Ace of Swords is the card number 9 out of 10 cards in the spread, and this card does represent basically wielding a sword, to using your wisdom, basically to wield to protect yourself, to cut through confusion, to gain clarity. And this is her hopes, is that she will be able to, you know, cut through all the confusion that's going on right now, the confusion that was brought up over here as to what's influencing her situation right now. So her hopes are to be able to cut through all that and to protect herself. And this card is supposed to be a guide for her. So hopefully the sword is something she definitely has been empowered with, and that's going to be with her own wisdom. And in the meditation it did come up that she's wiser than everyone seems to think. She plays a role, but she really is aware and conscious of the things that are going on around her. Okay, and then the final card in the spread is the Tradition card, which is interesting. The final card is actually what the actual outcome of the situation is if things continue as they are now. And this card, Tradition, represents a traditional life, just like it says, a family, marriage typically is what this card represents also. So if the overall situation is saying that if everything continues as things are, she may end up married, and then, as we said over here, possibly being pregnant with a baby. And this card does represent a household with children and family, and or a child, you know, living a domesticated life, basically, is what this card represents. The traditional way of life also. So that's pretty much what these cards gave us. And somebody had left me a comment once on one of my readings and said, can you go over them all kind of as a summary after you do the readings? Which, you know, I guess I could try to do that. So if I can remember. So basically the cards are just saying that JOYCELYN here, she's looking out at greener pastures. She's looking out to an open sea in this picture, and looking away from all the cups that are sitting there. Is because she's over it and she's ready to move on. And that's what this card, and this is the overall situation of the person. So this is JOYCELYN, And so she's kind of battling two worlds. She has her inner world and the outer world that she's dealing with. And the inner world is her looking out to a better life. Okay. And then the next card after that was the Queen of Pentacles, which represents fertility, pregnancy. And then the Ace of Pentacles was the next card, which represents a new beginning, a new phase of life. Okay. And I think I got the cards a little mixed up. Yeah, this one. Okay. So then we have her old life here, which is her as a young woman who's may make it as a star, a singer. You know, these are her dreams, and this is what's leaving her as far as her thoughts and her dreams. They're changing. The new situation for her is more our business plans and opportunities, yes, but not necessarily how they were before now. They've shifted. So she is looking to make money, basically. I think here it was more about her passion, but right now the situation is more so about business opportunities and bringing in the dough. Okay. And then what's influencing everything is just a lot of drama, a lot of fighting and confusion around her. And that's a big influence on her current situation, her environment. The way she feels about everything is that she is lacking resources and she is forced to go within, and that's prayer. As I mentioned, the meditation, a lot of crying. She's just really internally kind of begging for help. Okay. And how other people see the situation is that she has a lot of opportunities around her, and that she has what it takes to make this her big break. And she's trying for that, but this appears to me to be more of a manipulated situation rather than something coming from her heart. And then the people around her, even the public, see where she's at now, and given her whole situation as a clean break for her. But that's not necessarily what she is seeing. She's seeing poverty. She needs money, and that's where this comes in. And then following that is her hopes and fears. And her hopes and fears is she's afraid. She has to protect herself. She is using her wisdom, the things she's seen, heard, and learned over these past, 4 years or so. She's now using that information to her advantage, staying quiet about it, but yet still protecting herself. And then finally, the Tradition card, which is the final card in the spread, and this represents if everything goes as things are going now, what's going to end up, how is this going to play out. This does represent a traditional family life with a child or children, a domesticated type of lifestyle. So and really, actually, the bottom line of this card is usually marriage. So we have marriage, we have a baby, we have trying to bring in some money here, protecting herself, and using the things she's learned over these years to, she's a wise young woman, not really showing it so everybody would know the card she's playing, but she knows more than what she appears to know. So I guess for this we can just call it. I think if you have questions, just hit me in the comments, but I'm trying to keep them in order, but I guess it doesn't matter at this point. So listen, to all my warriors and everyone else who supports the Truth, Team Truth, shout out to you also. I want to thank you guys for hanging out for this reading. We got to send prayers up to all the survivors, to all the people still going through situations, as well as the people around them, the parents, families. They are also affected by situations that happen to their children, no matter how old. I want to continue to stress that. But yeah, I just thought to try to get some clarity on the situation. Of course, because we have free will as human beings, any situation can change with a decision. So with that being said, cards, they're tools in the moment, but over time things do change or can change. But I'm gonna leave it here. I appreciate you again. Thank you. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Go ahead and like the video. Let me know you were here. Comment. Until next time, peace.